Many people are working hard to learn more about our world. When I say working hard, I mean that people would climb mountains, dive to ocean depths, and trek through impenetrable jungles just to get a glimpse of this secret of world's places. Because of people's efforts, it might be easy to believe that Earth's mysteries will totally be discovered by the 21st century. However, this is not the case. Many areas on our planet have yet to be investigated, and today you're on your way to North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal, which is one of the world's most mysterious places. And even if I wanted to say sit back and relax, this is not going to be a simple ride. In this video, you'll know the secret of an isolated island in the Indian Ocean. You're also going to meet one of the world's most mysterious tribes and what it takes to learn about them. But my guess is that you won't be so interested in going there and meeting them. Why? Well, let's get this started for you to know the answer. Let's start with some background information on North Sentinel Island. The Indian Ocean is home to many islands, including North Sentinel Island. The island covers roughly 60 square kilometers, or 23 square miles, thus it isn't a very vast area. The island, however, is not accessible to the general public. Tourists, residents of surrounding islands, and even scientists are not permitted to enter the island. So why is this place so popular if it's not even open to anyone? If you're thinking it's because of venomous spiders or snakes, or because of some ancient curse as an answer to this question, you're sadly mistaken. It's the mysterious people who live on this island that have made it famous. There are 15 to 400 individuals living on a little area of land on this island, and this number couldn't be confirmed since no one can visit the island. Because of that, there's no one to count the individuals or keep track of anything that they have there. Moreover, people living there most likely don't have any idea how to communicate with the modern world. Scientists can only make theories from what they've observed so far. Of course, if they truly want to study them, modern technology can help, such as viewing them through satellite photographs. The island itself, on the other hand, will not allow it. Dense trees surround the entire island, so it would still be hard for them to see anything through the large vegetation on the island, except maybe the shore. Because of this, it's safe to say that anything could be hidden there. I mean, who knows if there are living dinosaurs, traces of an alien culture, or perhaps the lost city of Atlantis beneath the surface. That would be really interesting, right? The people that reside inside North Sentinel Island are called the Sentinelese, and I understand if you know little to nothing about these people. They are one of the Andaman's indigenous people who rely on themselves and no one else. According to scientists, since the dawn of time, the Sentinel people have lived in almost perfect solitude, and that would be about past 60,000 years. They've been developing and progressing on their own all this time. They literally are the people who have never seen what it's like to be in our modern world. Some researchers have managed to get a glimpse of the locals, who are described as being roughly 165 centimeters or 5.5 feet tall. The reason behind this height may be due to island dwarfism. Apart from that, residents have a dark, lustrous complexion, great teeth, and muscular bodies. Despite technological developments and changes in people's lifestyles over time, Sentinel people still hunt and gather to survive. When hunting on land, they utilize bows, arrows, and spears. But when hunting on water, such as with crabs and shellfish, they use their bare hands. Their settlements are littered with shattered shells as a result. They continue to practice the ancient practices to this day. Sentinels are unlikely to know what farming is, but they are skilled at making canoes. However, even if fire appears to present on this island, it is unclear whether the locals know how to make fire. Sentinels live in improvised shelters, adore metal music, and speak a language that is unfamiliar to us. Well, it's truly a unique civilization located on a unique island. Isn't that incredible? Scientists would do anything to discover more about the local tribe. Visiting them, however, is prohibited by the government, not by the islanders themselves. Although there is no agreement between the natives and the government, India officially administers North Sentinel Island, so the Indian authorities ensure that the Sentinels are not harmed or disturbed in any way. The tribe's weak immune systems are the main reason for their isolation. They didn't seem to be able to develop immunity to common diseases after living for thousands of years without contact with humans outside the island. In fact, interacting with someone from outside even for a short period of time could result in tragedy. And since they follow primitive culture, sickness spreads quickly. The Sentinels are in danger of dying, and in order for humans to learn more about them, Maurice Vidal Portman, a British officer in the 19th century, had once visited the island's natives. Unfortunately, his research was not ethical. Portman abducted 6 Sentinels and transported them to a big city nearby. All 6 Sentinel people grew ill, and 2 of them, both adults, died. Only 4 children, all of whom were already sick, were returned to the island by Portman, who then left them on the island without treating them for illness. Fortunately, the tribe survived despite what happened. Since then, the island has been safeguarded against diseases that may come from the outside. Indian Border Patrol boats monitor the coastal waters regularly to make sure that no one is trying to get into the island. You may only get within 9 kilometers or 5 nautical miles of the island. Anything close to that distance is considered a restricted zone. North Sentinel Island is classified as a rare treasure, and this may be due to the fact that non-contact people, such as the Sentinelese, are becoming increasingly rare. The islanders, on the other hand, learn to fight for themselves through time. They also do it most of the time. They try their best in avoiding people from the outside. Moreover, they would even respond aggressively to strangers. Yes, they are aggressive to the point that they can kill any outsider, even if they aren't in any real danger. Fairly, there have been peaceful interactions between the locals and the outside. The first interaction occurred in 1991, but visits to the island ended in 1997. People used to be very eager to visit the island, but now they would choose to avoid contacting the Sentinels at all. Following an earthquake in the Indian Ocean in 2004, the Indian government dispatched a helicopter to the island to see what happened to the locals. The earthquake killed over 200,000 people outside the island, so the government thought the Sentinels might also be destroyed. Luckily, the locals managed to survive, though it's unclear how they were able to do it. However, the earthquakes destroyed the coral reef, where they gather their food, but the islanders were, thankfully, able to adapt. They weren't happy, though, with the helicopters flying around the island, so they threw spears, stones, as well as shooting arrows at them. It was as if making a statement that they were fine. Scientists believe Sentinels' hostility is a reflection of the community's physical and cultural stability, not just a mere desire to shoot down a helicopter. There are still people who are interested in North Sentinel Island despite official bans and life-threatening risks. This includes Indian fishermen who took crabs near the banned island on January 27, 2016. As their boat drifted into shallow water, nearby vessels had warned them, but they ignored the warning. These fishermen, however, never returned home. Sentinel soldiers destroyed their boats and killed them. An Indian Coast Guard helicopter flew to the island 3 days later to recover the bodies of the fishermen. However, the Sentinels confronted it with spears and arrows. Because of the locals' aggressiveness, they weren't able to retrieve the bodies. They can only think that the fishermen were buried by the Sentinels. Almost anything that reaches North Sentinel Island vanishes completely. The tragedy of these fishermen happened again in 2018. The missionary John Allen Chow hired 2 fishermen, paying them about $30,000 just to escort him to the island. Chow tried to communicate with the natives multiple times in a peaceful manner, but it all ended in tragedy. The Sentinels killed him using bows and arrows. Later, the fishermen who helped him get into the island were arrested by the government. The body of Chow was never retrieved and remained on North Sentinel Island, and possibly was buried by the locals. North Sentinel Island is still one of the least studied places on Earth. We can only make wild guesses on what lies beneath its woodlands and what is truly buried by a tribe living in it that adheres to its ancient practices. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Please click on the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are posted. And as always, thanks for watching.